to project and share, right?
I've got it all here.
Okay. I would say let's kick off if you want to project the PowerPoint slides, then we'll kind of dive in.
I'll go from there.
And you want to introduce Kathy? I suppose everybody knows Kathy.
Amy, that's fine.
Yes, I was going to have her pull up the slide.
You are in and out, Amy Hutchins. Let's let Mary Ann go ahead.
Can everyone hear me? Thumbs up?
You.
Okay. Well, my only role today was to introduce Kathy Town.
There we go.
Kathy is our
that join
co-president of NAWBO Iowa, and she also just happens to have a company called Wind Communications. She does email marketing, websites. Matter of fact, she did a Rush website for a boutique in Valley Junction to convert to online sales when businesses had to close. So yeah, she's a great resource for all of our members, but also for us as a chapter. So Kathy's going to run the screen, and Amy was going to walk us through the information. And Amy Hutchins is on our NAWBO membership team. She has a marketing company, but she's also very tech savvy when it comes to the PowerPoint and screen sharing and all of that. So I hope she gets back on.
Well, I'll go ahead with the slideshow and we'll get moving. This is Kathy Towner with as co-president and also as communications team. So these slides are presented to you from Amy Hutchins, and Michelle Miller helped out quite a bit. So we really appreciate your help putting this together. It's better than we've ever had before. We did do this last year with the help of Mary Ann and Tammy Stifel, but this one's new and improved. And so let's get going. So we just want to be sure that you all understand, and we are recording this, so we will also send you a link to this for future reference. You don't need to take notes. And we want to know that you are getting the most out of your membership, and we want to share these tips on how to do that. So we're going to talk about why NAWBO and why updating your profile is important online, and also how you can get involved. That'll be the third session. The third session, how to get involved, is happening next Wednesday. So we are going to get started with the profiles. Right now, what we want to talk about is when you first signed up for NAWBO, which maybe some of you remember and some of you don't, they should have sent you an email, and the email notification would have given you your username and password for logging into the national website. This is the kind of email that we are expecting you maybe would have gotten with your customer number and your username. Once you got that, there was an explanation of what you needed to do to make your payments or to set up payments. So you actually got your membership, you got your notification email first, and then you got your explanation of how to pay for your membership. And all of that happened via email. If you need any help with any of that, which at this point you're all members, so you probably don't, but you can tell people that they can call our membership team, anyone on our membership team or our board, to help with that. So updating your NAWBO Iowa profile and your national profiles. Why? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, we want people to be able to find you and to know what you're doing, and to make that search easy and quick. And we also want you to be able to use the databases that are available to you to find other people. So if you're searching for advice, or if you're searching for a new contractor of some sort, we want you to be able to use these databases, and this will help you figure out how to do that. So understanding that we have two different databases, NAWBO National and NAWBO Iowa. They are completely separate. So the first thing that you might want to do is to check into your NAWBO National account and see if your profile is up to date. And the only way that in NAWBO National's database that you can see that membership directory is by logging in. The NAWBO National directory is not available to you from an outside visitor's perspective. It's only available to people who are logged in. So it's a private directory. You'll see that you would go to NAWBO.org and you would click the button at the top right corner that says Member Login. And I'll run through this in a minute live. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. And once you are logged in, you have to scroll down a little bit, but there are several buttons available to you for information in the NAWBO website. One of those buttons is labeled Maintain Your NAWBO Profile. And so you would click that, and that actually is one of 3 different buttons that you will be using to edit your information. They have the database sorted out into 3 different little sections available to you on 3 different buttons. So the first one is Maintain Your NAWBO Profile. Well, you'll enter things like name, phone, title, that kind of thing. The other 2 buttons that you have available at the NAWBO National Directory are Maintain Your Demographic Information and then also Update Your Biography and Photo, which is a little more information that most people don't even realize they need to input or can input. It's a whole separate button, and once you log in, and so if you want to edit that, you would do that right here. So what I want to do now is hop out to NAWBO National and go live. So this is NAWBO National's main page, nawbo.org, you'll see. And what you would do is click Member Login. We're just going to walk through it live. I'm going to enter my stuff. Now that I'm here, you'll see here's the blue buttons. We'll scroll down. They aren't always arranged in the same order, I'll warn you. Here's the Maintain Your NAWBO Profile. And here it is in the national database. It's mostly the details of who you are and how to reach you. And then if we go back, you can, here's Maintain Your Demographic Information, where you can input or not your age, race, whether you're a veteran, that kind of thing, how many years in business, percent of ownership, and this is important. I want to show this to you because on this demographics page is where you would enter your NAICS code, which is how the directory works. It's how you will be found. So you want to be sure to input something in this field right here on the demographics button. If somebody's in NAWBO National's directory searching for marketing, they will find me because I've got that in that field right there. So we'll go back one, and the last one here we'll look at is biography. And so you can edit this page by clicking update, and it'll open up an edit box, and you put in your picture and your biography and save. So why we're doing this is because someone from NAWBO National, someone from around the country wants to come in and search for, let's say I'm traveling to Chicago, and I would like to find all of the people in Chicago that are marketing professionals. Interesting. I just did this a second ago and now they're not letting me in. But I recommend that's the kind of thing you use this for, is to find your fellow peers around the nation. If you want to call and have a conversation, what's going on in New Jersey, what kind of, here we go. You know, you could put in Chicago and just search. You might just want to find members in Chicago generally, and then you would find all of these people. Anyways, that's the kind of thing that I think we could, I actually did do this once where I called some fellow marketing peers around the nation to find out sort of how they were dealing with a certain issue, and just some great conversations. People are very willing to do that, I found. So that really wraps up the national database side of building your profile. We're going to move on to the local one, which for some of you might be more what you're interested in. Same motivations. You want to have an up-to-date profile at NAWBO, Iowa, so that people can find you and call you to do business or call you to consult. You want to use our database at NAWBO, Iowa, so that you can find fellow members and share stories and things like that. So you would go to NAWBO, Iowa, and in the top right corner, there's a membership button, and you would drop down to member login. You also can find there's a button on the left column. So once you log in at NAWBO, Iowa, to update your profile, you would click this left sidebar link, Member Profile Editor. And like I said, this slideshow will be sent to you so you can use it for reference. To update your NAWBO Iowa profile, first of all, you're going to edit your member section. You have to scroll down a little bit past the stuff that's already there about you. So some of it's already there. And you'll find this type of editing field, so you can add your photo and your biography to the NAWBO Iowa database. Again, there's a spot where you will be able to add your NAICS code, which is important in terms of searchability. You want to be able to be found according to the industry you're in. Then you need to input that code. So what I want to do now is I want to hop out to NAWBO, Iowa, and go through this live. So here we are, and you can find the login either from the drop down right here, or there's also happens to be a button on the left column right here. Just click login. And if you do not know your password, your username will always be your email address. So if you don't remember your password, you can click this right here, and that password setup process will launch. But I'll go ahead and log in. At this point, I'm going to go to my left sidebar, and I'm going to click on Member Profile Editor. And you have to scroll down to find the fields that you're looking for. Once you locate the part of this that you're interested in editing, we've already got my name in there. We've already got my information, contact information. I want to make sure maybe that my business information looks right here. And here's some custom fields that are available to you. And right here in custom fields is this code. So make sure you fill that in.
Is there like a drop down when you click on that? So how do we know what our code is?
That's a good question.
It might break up again, so apologies on that. But in that PowerPoint slide we're sending out, we have a link that takes you out to where you can look up your code.
So we're just typing this in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Okay. We could build that out. That could be a drop down if that was a better way to go. I wonder. Anyways, I think that in that case,
that's
Amy,
your web.
It's probably important to put both the code and the title. Just
what I'm not sure is if you enter it in national, would that potentially pre-populate that in the Iowa?
I bet you it does. Yes.
I don't want to recall. but either way, I had to go out and search for that code because it wasn't a drop down on that site. So
to that point, I think you're right. I think this will be, if you put it in at the national database, we will end up with it pre-populated, just like your address and your phone. Mostly what you're going to come here to do is right here, is add an image and a description of yourself.
Kathy, where's the description?
I don't know. It was there. It used to be there. It was there before. I will fill that in. Okay, so that's the live Iowa from the inside. Now, the interesting thing about our Iowa website is that you don't have to be logged in to view the directory. So the reasoning behind that, and it's been a discussion, is that the member directory, we are hoping people are using this to market their business. One more place where your business can be found on the internet, and that does help with your SEO, your searchability, if your website is listed here. One of the things you want to be sure to do when you are logging in to edit your profile is to make sure that you add your website where it asks you your URL. Add the whole URL, and that way when people see your name and they see the word website, if they click it, it'll actually jump out to that website. If you don't have your website listed, nothing will happen there. The same with the email. The email is listed behind the word email. If you click this, it's intended to open up your email tool so that you can send an email to this member. But we're hoping people go here and use this to find their NAWBO sisters. You can just use the search bar. You can start scrolling. There's an alphabetized list, so you can see who's who, and we have over 140 members. So
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead, Wendy.
Sure.
Well, I'm back on the national one, and I'm not finding where that code is, the NAICS. Can you remind me where that was? Right now I'm just under contact information, but it's not under there.
Okay, let me try to go back live.
I think it was under the
It was in demographics.
Demographics. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maintain your demographics. And it was just one of those right here.
One of those. Okay.
Yeah. See how this is exactly what I had in my local chapters. That's going to filter into your local chapter database. The process is that once a week, we export from national database into local database. The only thing that doesn't import is the photo and the bio. So that's why you want to be sure that everything is correct on the national side, but you also want to be sure that your photo and your bio are updated on the local side. And if they are, and somebody clicks on Marianne, then her photo shows up and her bio would be underneath here.
Can you add more than one NACS code?
I believe you're limited to one, because I remember I had a applied to my business and I chose what I felt was the most relevant.
Because I have put.
Great question. We could follow up on that. And
yeah, because I have updated part of my profile, but that was a question I had before. Yeah.
No, it's a drop down. On national, it's a drop down, so you only get to pick one.
Oh, but at least it is a drop down, so that helps you.
Yeah, it does. But you know what
for those
what
of you
I
who
do
don't know.
remember doing is when you're not sure, it's such an extensive list that I found it easier to go out to that site that we linked to in the PowerPoint, look up your number. So then when you went back to the drop down, you could easily find it.
Yeah,
because
for those who don't know. Yeah. My problem is we have multiple.
Right.
Right. And that is a good question in terms of what would be the best way to tag yourself in those other industries so that people could find you.
What do they mean by certifications held? Like it says Women Business Enterprise certified by local government, by NBOCW. What does that mean?
Maybe we just need to get some clarification on those. I would assume they mean,
Specific- Kathy, I can answer that. Those are
Oh, good.
specific certifications. National has, not national NAWBO, but women business owners have a national organization that you can become certified from.
Okay.
It's a little bit of an extensive process, and costs a little bit, but I haven't done it myself. I think Michelle DeClerc has done it, so has had experience with that. So, but actually, I was planning on doing that this year. That does, just as any designation, just puts you in another level. So it's something to consider.
Allows you to actually bid on government contracts then. So if you have that certification at the federal level, but then at the state level, it's through the Iowa Economic Development. And you can go on their website and you can apply for women business owner status. And, you know, with that then comes the ability to apply for consideration for state level contracts. So there is some value in that.
Is that the same as TSB certification?
No.
The targeted, yeah, targeted small
Targeted
business through the Iowa Economic Development Company. That would be the same thing as what she's talking about, right?
Yes.
So you could put your TSB certification in that spot.
Right.
Okay.
that was the first thing
The
I
other-
thought of.
TSB. The other thing, when Kathy had even like our local membership list pulled up, that's also a great source. If like I use that, I'll skim through that maybe after an event where I saw some of your names featured here, but maybe I'm not linked in with you as an example. So I might use this to go kick you an email, say, hey, it was nice to, in this case, virtually meet you personally, but what a great opportunity to link in and start that business relationship too.
Yeah, I'm here all the time. One of the things that I do for NAWBO and for my business often is I'm on, for example, Facebook. And I know that I just met a couple people at a NAWBO meeting, and I'll go back to Facebook and try to find them so that we can follow their business on social media. Well, one of the best ways to figure out where their business is on social media is to go to their website. And one of the easiest ways to find their website is to go to this list here and click on their website. So that's one of the things I'd like to do.
I just posted a link in the chat. When I was on the national one, there's the drop-down menu for that code is crazy. So this is an actual website that it makes it easy to do a search, easier to find what your code is.
And
Yes,
that's linked, we link to that from the PowerPoint.
Yes,
So
it's in
if
here,
you
Awesome.
don't
right here.
have what Wendy just shared with you, it's
Cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
That was a quick run through. Does anybody else have any questions about this or how to better connect with our databases? Again, I think it's not. It's really a great idea to explore these membership lists. If you have the time at the end of the month on a regular basis to go find a new member and just call them, or find someone around the nation that does what you do and just call them. I've had so much fun doing that. And just saying, hey, I'm in NAWBO, I'm in Iowa. Here's some things I've been going through. What do you think? And especially right now, this is a great time to be doing that kind of thing. So that's a good way to use these databases if you're interested.
Another way in which we want to use the database at NAWBO Iowa is to identify what services everyone provides, so that if we have a program that requires an expert on that service, as an example, then we can tap into the group and make sure that, you know, we are bringing everyone's expertise to the table. So, and it's difficult to search based off of that now because a lot of people just don't have their profiles updated. And so, so as an example, if we wanted to know all of the wellness coaches in, you know, in NAWBO, Iowa, and be able to pull together some program around that, it's going through one by one and identifying based off of who we know does what. So that's extra incentive for you to make sure that your profiles are up to date so that you can be included in that programming for our entire chapter.
Yeah, that's a great point. And then next week, you'll get to, you'll be introduced to several more faces as we talk through our current director face, our current board. We'll have kind of pictures and direct links to their website if you ever want to, and their email if you ever want to reach out direct, if you're interested in joining any committees that some of our directors lead. So that's all next week. It's going to be a really nice, it'll be a pretty jam-packed, but it's going to provide a really nice overview of not only who some of the NAWBO leadership is, but also how you can get involved, which is really, in my personal opinion, a pretty critical piece of your membership, because the more you get involved, the more benefits and the more you'll be able to leverage your investment. So I'm excited for next week, and hopefully my internet's a little more stable, but if not, I've got all of these lovely ladies here as backup, which is great.
Yes, you have a good team. The membership team
Yes.
is one of our most solid.
Mhm. So
There she
anyway,
is.
well, it was lovely to see faces again. See you again. Hope to see you again next week.
Thanks all.
Okay.
Call anytime.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
I'll be Wanda
Wendy.
next week.
Yeah.
Thank you.